Hey guys, this is Swapnil and you are watching GenXclub. So this is the part 4 of our series in which we are building a course management system using Java and Python from scratch. So in last part we built a Python program which checks the our create new.txt file and picks up the email ID from it and checks if there is a specified account with that email ID. So and if there is, it writes true in this and true in this txt file and or else it writes false in this txt file. So we will just test it and convert it into a exe file in this video in this part. So yeah, so now I have no, so I will show dbs command in our powershell. I have already run the mongo command. So yeah, so we are using this database for this video. So I will do use student management GenXclub. Yeah, and I will. There is a collection, I think so, called students. Yeah, so there is nothing inside this collection. Let's check it once. So db.students.find. Yeah, so there is nothing. That's why it will obviously write false inside this. So let's run it and check it once. Yeah, so you can write it as, you can check it as written false inside this. And if we write one account using PowerShell in our database with this email ID, it will write a false. It will write true inside it. So I will do it will db.students.insert and I'll name will be, I will enter just anything, and the email ID will be my email ID which is in the txt file. So and by the way, the data from the txt file comes from whatever data we enter here. So here is my PowerShell. Yeah, so I will just run the command. Yeah, so it has written one item inside it. So now if we run it, you can see it has written true. So we will convert it into a exe file in the next part. So yeah. So we'll convert it into a exe file using PyInstaller. So if you haven't installed PyInstaller, you have to run pip install PyInstaller. And so now what we'll do is we will write PyInstaller //one file /w and the name of our file, that is app.py. Yeah, and we will run this command. So let us wait for it while it converts it into an exe file. Yeah, it has converted it successfully. So now when we go into our project, let us wait for it, and in our PyCharm projects directory, email id checker. Yeah, so you can see it has created a folder called dist and a folder called build. So if we go in our dist folder, here's our txt file. So I'll just rename it. Yeah, I will name it email id checker. Yeah, and I will copy it, and in our project will I will paste it into python exes folder. So we have this file. I will delete this file and paste this one. Yeah, yeah, so this is our txt file. In next part of this video, what we'll do is we will just apply that txt file and run it in using java. So yeah, so guys, Ayush is with us and he will tell you the next steps.
Yeah, so now we are going to run the exe file that we pasted in the Python exes folder using desktop object. So desktop D is equal to new, desktop dot get desktop D dot open new file. Oh.
And we need to copy the path of our email id checker.exe file, absolute path, and I'll just paste it here. Yeah, so we are done with it, and now I will run and show you. So I will
Go on.
run it. Let us wait while it runs. So it has finished running, so I will click on login as student, and then I will create account. So when I write something here like my name and my email id, and when I click submit, you will see it has written true inside this file because we just now created an item. So now I will delete it. So db.students dot delete many, and now if we press submit again, you can see it has written instead it will write false. Yeah, so you can see it has written false. So now we'll handle the true or false and read it using Java. One.
Yeah, so now we will read the file using scanner object. Scanner sc is equal to new scanner, new file.
I will paste the
So
path of our file. So
yes.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so now I have to create an boolean variable which will refer to the scanner object. So boolean email exists is equal to boolean dot parse boolean sc next.
So what will it
Now
do
we will
is
print
it
variable.
will just convert whatever is it inside our file into a boolean. So it will be obviously true or false. So now we have to print it.
So system dot out dot println email exists.
Yeah. So now we'll just run and check it whether it prints the correct one. So currently it is false. So let us check.
Okay.
I think there is an error. We have to insert one more curly bracket here. So yeah, it's fine now. Let us just wait for it. Yeah, so you can check it as run, and I will click login as student and then click create account. I will enter my name. Let us verify that there are no items in our database. So find, yeah, there are items. So and I will enter here Deshmane swap name 731@gmail.com. Yeah, so when I click submit, you can see it has printed false because there is false in our email
Okay.
one. So yeah, so now what we'll do is we will handle it like if it is false it will send an OTP to the specified account, or if it is true it will ask us to log in instead of creating the account.
So now we should handle the true or false condition. If email exists, so it should basically print an error which shows that you have already created an account. So J option pane dot show message file log new ACC. So create SEC is basically the name of our class with extends JFrame, as it should print the error on it. So now we should enter the error that should be printed. You has already created an account with the specified email ID. Yeah.
Yeah, we need to also add round brackets for create SEC. We'll add that. Yeah, it's fine now.
Yeah.
So we'll just run it once and check. Yeah. So you can see it is running, and yeah, I will click on login as student, then create account. I'll just enter my email and stuff. Yeah. Our create account button is missing. So yeah, we need to add this here. So like yeah, we need to just add this here, and which curly bracket is this? Yeah, it should be fine. Yeah. So outside of this, it should be here. Yeah, it's fine now. So now we will run it once again. You can see it has run. So I'll click on login as student and then click on create account. I'll enter my name and email ID.
Deshmani Swapnil at rate. Okay, 737@gmail.com.
Yeah, let us check if there is any item inside our students collection. So yeah, there is nothing. I will just click on submit, and there is nothing. That's why it is showing nothing. If we just insert,
First create an account.
yeah, if we just insert one item here, like I will name it. Oops, I have to first enter my name, and I have to first enter my key before entering its value. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, name should be Swapnil Deshmani, right?
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah, we can actually write anything. You know, we can actually write anything. And here also we can
Yeah.
write anything. So when it will match the input which we entered in our text fields, it will just show error that we need to log in. We already have an account. So if I write here the X-minus Swapnil only, it will run it successfully. I have to add the curly bracket here. So,
Yeah.
yeah. So now when I run it,
Okay, so
so I will click, it has run successfully. I will click on login student and create account. So here I
yeah, so
will
name
enter my
actually
email.
unnecessary. We can put anything.
Yeah, and in our email ID we have to put the same thing to write true. So I will just
It's
copy it from here and paste it here. So,
yeah.
yeah,
So now it should basically print an error.
let us wait for it. Yeah, I think why it doesn't show an error, because that uh, it run it after the if statement, because it takes time to run it, right? So what we'll
Yeah.
do is we'll add just thread dot sleep here, like 2000 seconds. Yeah, 2000 basically means 4000 milliseconds, like it means 4 seconds. Yeah, so now when I run it, it should work successfully. So now I'll click on login as student, create account, and I can just enter anything in my name, because two students can be of same name. And I will copy
Email
the,
ID should be same as we have inserted in the JNDOS partial.
yeah,
So it's
if we want
minus
to check
Swapnil.
if it's working. Actually it should not be same, but we want to check if it's working. That's why it should be, so it will enter the same one. So when
Yeah,
we
if it's
submit,
not the
it
same, so
will
it's
wait
not
4
gonna show
seconds.
an error.
It will wait 4 seconds, and yeah, you can see it has showed an error that you have already created an account with the specified email ID. So yeah,
So actually here no account is created, and now we should handle the statement when it prints as false.
start.
Yeah, so now we will handle the thing if the email exists is actually false. So else till then we'll print account creating system dot out dot println account creating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we need to now we will write a Python program which will send a OTP to our specified email ID, which is in our create new try.txt. So let me open VS Code and I will come back then. Start. So I have came in my PyCharm projects directory. So I will create a new folder here in which we will add our OTP sender. So new folder. So OTP sender, yeah. And inside our folder, we will just open this with VS Code, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so now we should first create an txt file which will contain our OTP which is to be sent to the receiver's email. So first create it.
Yeah. So we need to create a txt file because we need to also access that using Java. So I will create
Yeah.
OTP current OTP. I will name it current OTP.
Yes.
Yeah. So I will just open this with code. Let us wait for while it opens. And in my OTP sender folder, I have also opened that with code. I think some problems happened. Yeah, I have also opened that with code and I have created a OTP file OTP file in that. So I will just select this and open it with code. Yeah, let us wait for it. Yeah, you can see it as open. So to send email using Python, we need to install the module called SMTP loop. So I have already installed it. I will just show how to install it. So I will clear my terminal here. Suppose, yeah. So I will write pip install py SMTP lib. Sorry, SMTP lib. Yeah. So it will show me an error because I have already installed it. Yeah. And I will import it here. Yeah.
Yeah.
And we also need to import JSON to get the data. It is an inbuilt model, that's why we don't need to install that. And also we need to import random. Yeah. So it is also inbuilt module. So now we will
We
get
need
the
a
data
random
from our
number for
file.
our OTP. So for that we'll need to import the random module. So let's do it.
Yeah. So now we will get the data from our this txt file. Basically to access our email ID. Yeah.
We'll
So
just copy the path and paste it.
yeah. Yeah. And I will just convert single quotes with double quotes. And we need to convert the black slashes with double black slashes. I'm using here multiple cursor functionality of VS Code. So when you press Alt in VS Code and you click anywhere, it will generate a cursor wherever you click. So I have to open this one in read mode. So I will write R here and data
Yeah.
equals data dot read and data equals listen dot loads data. So we have written data equals data to read to just get the data whatever is inside this file into our data variable, and here we have converted into a JSON file. So now what we'll do is we will get the email from it. So email equals data and yeah, email. So yeah, and now we will create a variable called OTP and just write it into this txt file. So OTP equals open, not open, we have to do random dot random because we want
Yeah.
to Yeah.
So
So
we need a 4-digit code. So we'll just write the starting number as 1000 and the ending number as 9999. So it will produce a OTP which is 4 digit.
yeah, and now what we will do is we will open this file in the write mode and write our OTP inside it. So writer equals open. I will copy the path of this one.
And just paste it.
Yeah. Why I put the single quote instead of double quote always? Yeah. And to open it in the right mode, I will write A instead of R. So yeah, and I will do writer dot write OTP, and now we need to close it. So writer dot close. Yeah,
Yeah.
and now we need to configure our SMTP loop. So now let's just run this and check if it works. If it writes the correct OTP inside our file. So
Yes.
yeah, yeah. So the right argument inside right the argument should be a string, not int. So I will just convert this to string. So what I will do is uh, yeah, what I'll do is so I will convert it into a string. So to string uh, yeah str, and inside it I will write OTP.
OTP.
Yeah. So now we will check if it works. Yeah, it has run successfully, and you can check it has written our OTP inside our txt file. So now we will do the configuration for our SMTP lib to send the email. So what I will do is we will first create a variable called message and assign it to f string, and inside it we'll write your OTP for course management system is inside curly bracket. We have to write OTP.
Yes.
Yeah, and now we'll do the configuration for SMTP lib. So SMTP equals SMTP lib dot SMTP, and so SMTP dot start KTLS to make a secure connection. SMTP, yeah, we need to also provide the for our client which we are using. We will use smtp.gmail.com and
And
our
the
code.
code will be 587.
Yeah. So now what we'll do is we will log in. So I will enter my email ID. You have to enter your email ID.
Yeah, and probably we can't share our password here, so we'll just write password.
Yeah, you have to enter the correct password or else it will show an error. So
Yes.
smtp.send mail. You just send a mail, and you have to enter the same email ID by which you are logged in. So just do this here, and
And now we'll write the receiver's email ID.
yeah. So I will just send the sample mail to my, or else we will just write email which we get from our data. So yeah, and for message I will just write message. So
Message.
yeah, and now we'll quit SMTP. So yeah,
Let's run it once. Well, now it's gonna probably show an error.
yeah. I will pause the recording and change the password into my original password, and then we will run it. So now I will run it. Let's run it, and let us click for entrance. Yeah, it is throwing the error. So um, where is the error? Yeah. So in our create new try.txt, this is not a valid email ID. So I will just replace it with my another email ID. So yeah, now we will run it again. It should work now. Yeah, it has finished running. Now when I open my Gmail, uh, another no, this one. Yeah, I'll just refresh it once. Yeah, you can see a email has arrived. So our OTP is 3672, and the same OTP yeah. So why it is overwriting the OTP is because instead of A we need to write W. So when I write A, it will just write the OTP again and again. So yeah, now we'll run it. Yeah, I will just toggle my terminal, and so now we'll run it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you can see your email has arrived. I will just reload it once. You can see your email has arrived. So our OTP is 1921. So
Yes.
yeah, so it has written the same OTP here, 1921. Yeah.
Yes.
So now we will convert it into an exe file to just control it using Java. So I will write py installer slash one file slash w, and the name of our file OTP sender dot py. I will come back when it finishes converting. So you can see it has created a folder called this and a folder called build here in my OTP center folder. So here is our exe file. So I will just copy this and paste it into our project. So this is our main project. So in Python exe, I will paste this one. Yeah. So now we will control it using Java in intermediate. So yeah. So here is the file that we just now pasted. So now we'll run it using Java.
Yeah, so we have already created a desktop object named as D. So just try to go D dot open new file. Yeah.
Yeah, I need to copy the path of this file. So copy path, absolute path, and inside this I will just paste it here. Yeah, yeah. So now it will write
So now we are
our
gonna,
OTP inside the file, txt file. So we need to wait for it to write it. So for that we need to do thread.sleep.
yeah.
Sleep and 4000 seconds. Yeah, and now we can read the file using scanner. So yeah. So,
Yeah, so now we should you read it through scanner. So let's write scanner is equal to new scanner.
yeah, and I will just copy. Yeah, we need to do new file before that,
Yeah.
and I will just copy the path of that file. So current OPP, yeah, and copy path, absolute path. I will paste it here. Yeah, and what in we have to do now is we have to convert the next line into an integer. So I will just create a variable called OTP. Enter. Actually, we will do OTP. Yeah. So scanner dot yeah, before that we need to do integer dot
Integer to
parseInt.
parse it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
parseInt, and inside it we will just do scanner dot next.
Dot next line.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and we will, yeah, so it will get the OTP, and now we will create a JFrame to just enter the OTP sent to their email ID. So we will handle if it is correct or not. So before that we will just print our OTP to just make sure that it works correctly. So yeah, now we will run it. So let us wait.
Yeah.
I will come back in a minute. So it has run, and now I'll click on login as student and create account. So I will just enter my name and my email ID. So before that, we'll make sure that there is no. Before that, we will make sure that there is no item in our database. So yeah, there is nothing. So I
Yeah.
will click on submit, and it will wait us for 4 seconds. Let us wait for it. Yeah, you can see it has printed the same OTP at as it is there in the file, and it would have also
Yeah.
sent it to my Gmail. So I will just check once.
Let's check it.
Yeah, yeah, you can see it has sent one email ID that your OTP for course management system is 8139. Yeah. So now what we'll do is we will just handle that. We will just create a JFrame for handling that our OTP is correct or not. So for that we'll create a JFrame using JFrame class. So JFrame OTP frame is equal to new JFrame, and we'll set its title to be OTP checker. And
Checker.
yeah, so OTP frame dot set visible true, and
Do we have to create a panel first or no?
yeah, we will create that, surely create that. Before that, we will just set the properties of our frame. So
Okay.
yeah, so I will set its size to 400 by 400, and OTP frame dot set location relative to
Let's
null.
put it as null.
Oops, yeah, and we'll set its icon, set icon image to we'll get it from toolkit dot get default toolkit dot get image. And here I will just paste the, yeah, we need to add round brackets here, and
Yeah.
here I will paste the path of my logo. So yeah, this is it, and copy path absolute path here. Yeah,
Yes.
so OTP frame dot set default close operation. I don't know why this
Maybe it should be
doesn't
exit
work.
on close.
Jframe dot exit on close. So what will this do is it will just close the window one way whenever we click on close button. So I don't know why this shortcuts doesn't work while we are using code with me. So before writing OTP frame dot set visible true, I will just set it to be undecorated. So set undecorated true. Yeah, and now we'll create a
No.
J panel. So J
Yeah.
panel equals new J panel, and they will set its layout to be null because we want to add custom positions for our elements. So I will just add the panel to our frame. Yeah,
Yeah.
and before that we will create a J text field to just enter our OTP. OTP field. I will just make it capital. So equal to new J text field, and inside it you want to write enter your OTP. Yeah. So we will set its properties. OTP field dot set opaque. We need to set it to be opaque because the layout of our panel is null. And OTP field dot set background. let it be white. So color dot white, and OTP field dot set foreground color dot dark gray, and OTP field dot set font new font. We'll set it mono space. I'll just do font dot mono space, or else I will just write this mono space. Yeah, and font dot plain, and its font size will be 20. Yeah, and yeah, now it's we will just I will just need to set its bounds. So uh, I have told you how to center any element inside JFrame in the last video. So if you have not checked it, go and check it. So the width of our frame is 200, 400. So half of 400 is 200, and the width of our OTP field will be 200. So half of 200 is 100. So yeah, and we'll set its y to be 50 and 100, 200 by 40. Yeah. So now it is ready to be added to the panel. So I will add it. Panel dot add OTP field. Yeah. So yeah. Now we need to just add a button to just submit it. So J button uh, create
Okay, OTP submit.
account is equal to new J button. Yeah. Create. So I'll just write submit here.
Submit. Yeah, submit OTP. Okay, on the submit, no problem.
Yeah. Create account dot set opaque. I will just copy this one from here and just change the name of the variable and y position. The rest of the things are okay. Yeah, and this one. And I will also change its y. So its y will be uh, 200.
75. Okay, okay.
Yeah. So now what we'll do is we'll just add a action listener to our create account. So create, yeah, and we also need to add it to the panel first. So panel dot add
Create account.
account, and create account dot add action
Action.
listener. So new action listener, and I will just copy this from here. It would be better. Yeah. And yeah. So the round bracket here. Yeah, it's fine now. It's perfect. And inside this, what we'll do is, so we'll create a string variable called entered OTP. Not string.
OTP.
We'll just create a int variable. It would be better because we have casted that one to int. Yeah, where is the OTP? Yeah, here is it. So entered OTP is equal to, what is the name of our field? Yeah, OTP field dot get text, and we need to just convert it to integer dot parse it. So integer dot parse int, this one here. Yeah. So yeah, and now we'll check if the both of the OTPs match. So if OTP is equal to entered OTP, then we shall do We will just print a variable for now. So
Yeah, creating account
match. Yeah, yeah.
and
So now we'll just try running it. So I will close this one. Let us wait for it. Yeah. So when I run this, it should work successfully. So yeah, let us wait for it. I will click login as student, then create account. I will enter my name, enter my email ID, and then it will send an OTP to email ID.
yeah, it's gonna wait for 4 seconds.
Yeah, yeah. So it
Yes,
is asking enter your OTP. So I will just go in Gmail and check what is my OTP. Yeah, so it is 5579. I will just copy it from
let's put
and
it.
paste it here, and I will click on submit. So when I click on submit, it should
Now,
actually print OTP match. So I will just make sure that it's correct. Yeah, so it should actually print OTP match. So let us wait for once again, and will also print. Yeah. It is not printing because we instead of this create account, we have added an extra system to submit, which is this one. I will show you, which is the submit, which is create account. So when we enter our
yeah,
name and email ID, we press a button, and that is this button. So that's why it is not printing anything. Yeah. So now when I run it,
let's
it should work. Yeah. Yeah. So I will click on login as student, then create account. I will enter my name and email ID and my email ID. And I will click on submit. So let us wait for it. Yeah. Now I will enter my OTP. Let us check. Yeah. So it is 8296.
let's put it.
And when I click on submit, you can see it has printed OTP match. So yeah.
In the console.
Yeah. So that's it for today, and in next part of the series what we'll do is we'll create a one Python program to just upload the data in our current create new try.txt to the database. So and we'll convert it into a exe file and run it using Java. So yeah, stay tuned. Bye.